My name is Ejiabogo. I'm going to talk about a new type of power generation using waste plastic that is thrown away or intact to use it in a transportable hydro setup. The first publication of this article came in a YouTube post of 29th October 2020. This publication is repeated below. When adopted, this method of electrical power production will be the best thing that happened since coming of age of hydropower generation, which has caused population displacement and water conflicts among nations. It is a win-win situation. Employment opportunities, as well as getting rid of plastic pollution for good, and providing affordable electrical power to all nations worldwide. Hydroelectric power generation is good if building of artificial dams to increase drop is not used. Dams may one day collapse, claiming lives, but using a sea of plastic balls in place of water, marine life is saved, and people are not forced to move away from their beloved homes. It is indeed one of the greatest discoveries since Albert Einstein told the world of the enormous energy released when the atom is split, and this gave rise to nuclear power electric generating stations, and not the negative use of the discovery in making atomic bombs to kill people. Every part of the world now can claim developed as power is available to every nation of the world willing to set up its transportable plastic balls electric power system. With electric power comes development and employment and eradication of poverty worldwide. European nations like Germany should take keen interest and see that the electric generating sets that will be built done by these plastic balls made from plastic wastes are available in deserving countries of Asia and Africa. This solves the problem of economic migrants. Germany will no longer worry where to ship its plastic waste, since China refuses to take them anymore. Animal rights activists will no longer worry about numerous marine lives lost by hydro blades, and medical personnel will no longer worry about tiny plastic particles getting into human food chain. Cheap electrical power generation of the future using either sand or lead in place of water. The author, me, Engineer Enogozie Jiabogo. Sand, also known as silicon dioxide, has a molecular atomic weight of 30, adding atomic weight of silicon 14 to 2 atomic weights of oxygen of 8 each. Water, H2O, has a molecular weight of 10, adding atomic weights of 2 hydrogen atoms to atomic weights of oxygen. Thus, for the same drop of water and sand, the latter will produce 3 times more power. If we use lead, Pb, instead with atomic weight of 82, we have at least 8 times more power than using traditional hydro power. Building huge dams for large hydro power installations has led to massive flooding of land with inherent displacement of population and water conflicts among nations. I originally wanted to publish these facts in a scientific journal, but the hassle of letting me pay for the most useful information since the hydroelectrical power generation came to be made me go to YouTube and you entrepreneurs to prove me right. I received a very huge electric bill to pay last time, and I told the power company of the area to get rid of their grid, that I do not require their services anymore. I live in a 4-story building and I will have the necessary drop I require using sand, which is already free, and I already have a low RPM permanent magnet generator, which was to serve as a wind turbine, but with no wind, and it being the worst of wind turbines, that we need a very powerful wind that will bring down trees and rooftops. Then I decided to bring it down and then use a small handle to generate the 12 volts, above the 12 volts needed to charge a 12-volt car battery. I put a small handle, and when I wind it, I generate higher than 12 volts needed to charge batteries, which I couldn't get with the wind turbine. I was just getting about 8 volts of that. In 2009, I started a PhD degree that got its name title changed to transportable hydropower, when I found out that huge amounts of water is required for hydropower generation, and it could employ lots of people if water is taken up to heights and let it fall onto the low RPM generators. My last defense of the PhD was in 2013. I retired in 2015 and said to myself, they can eat the degree that I no longer need it, and let them keep awarding blockheads PhD degrees. Let balls power turbines work efficiently. If you are to use them, drop them vertically to hit the turbine blades and slide or roll away unobstructed. I let you come up with your own workable drawings. Plastic PVC polyvinylene chloride has the chemical formula CHCHCl, giving it a molecular weight of 44. This is a better material than cheap sand, and besides, it can help clean the environment and it doesn't get wet. It's also power-proof, as I said, and it's easier to pick up, and masses of people can take it up, creating employment for them. They take it up, and then it can be reused. Countries are urged to build these plastic systems to create employment and get abundance of energy. And are urged to build high-rise buildings with basements so that they can have enough land to cultivate and have food to feed the masses, whose living standard will definitely improve if these are adopted. In my large space YouTube video, in my large spaceship YouTube video, I talked of artificial sun. This artificial sun is no longer needed because heat also emits light energy and will sustain photosynthesis and other life processes. Please share this video. Share this video. The plastic balls can be taken to space in this large spaceship and used to generate power to power the spacecraft. And the astronauts can live a healthy life, as it's known that exercise improves health. Share this video worldwide, because the current spaceships we have now are not suitable for astronauts. They float in space and they can evolve into something else that is not human. It's not suitable for very long space flights. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Our current spacecrafts are not suitable for long space missions, since they lack gravity and astronauts float, making their use of limbs useless, and the occupants may evolve into something else before they arrive at their destination. Turning off turbines by manual power is a good exercise that promotes long and healthy life. Abundance of energy means the extra energy can be used to transform one element into another. We have already seen it in the transformation of carbon to diamond. The elements in the periodic table differ in numbers of protons, neutrons, and electrons. With enough energy, one element can be transformed into another. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, neon, oxygen, fluorine, neon, etc. of the periodic table. And this will put an end to fight for resources by humans, since money is the root of all evils. Thank you for listening, and do not forget to subscribe and share worldwide.